Alright guys, BMW Power E36 M3 here. This is the Becker, let me see if I can zoom in, probably not. This is the 780 head unit that I was using in my 123. I got it hooked up here on the bench so I can show you guys how it works. So I got speakers hooked up. It's kind of difficult with the cameras, there's a lot of wires and stuff, so I got the top off right now. I'm going to try and take some pictures of the connection, the round connector right there. That's the line out, so I'll have a cable made so you can hook up. Right now I just got pigtails and stuff and got it hooked up to my iPhone right here. Down there, that three-pronged connector, that gold one down at the bottom, that's the security connector. It's got like a little spring-loaded clip, so when it's installed, if the head unit gets pulled out of the car, it loses ground, and then that'll basically lock the head unit. And so I got it right now just hooked up to this battery. So let me turn it on. So I don't know if you can hear it, there's some hissing and stuff. Obviously there's no antenna hooked up to it, so it's not going to pick up any channels, but I'll go through the presets. So it's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 0. Go back to 1. Just show it's functioning. Scan. We'll go through the channels. I'm going to stop it. You can seek up and down. Stop it. Here's your bass and treble adjustment. You can see it up there at the top and then at the bottom. Volume should get quiet. Now it should go up as I'm bringing it up. I think this is the antenna sensitivity, and I think this is to just go up by one digit for the station and stuff. I think this is like fine tuning. I haven't used this in a long time. Alright, so I have it wired up. Normally you could put a tape in, and that would activate the tape deck, and then the line in. That's how it comes in. It comes in through the circuitry for the tape. So basically the tape deck is inoperative, but I have it hooked up so where you can push the button, and that'll trick it into thinking there's a tape. It's explained in the thread. I'm not gonna. Honestly, I think at this point I'm not gonna open this thing totally up to show it. These are all switches, so they got two legs. They're all momentary switches, and I believe that they're all grounded. So one leg of the switch has a permanent ground negative, and when you press it, the other leg gets that momentary ground signal, and then the circuitry here interprets that as the different button presses. So what I did was, not on the side of the switch that has the basically constant ground, if you have it hooked up to a battery or your car, the other leg, I scratched the trace on the PCB, so when you press it, the signal no longer goes into the circuitry. I soldered a wire onto the switch side of the trace, and then soldered the other end of that wire to the little copper pad on the inside of the deck. I don't know if you can see it in here. Probably. Let me see if I can see it. I don't really see it, but maybe. Oh, I do see it in the back. There's a copper strip back there, so when you insert the tape, that copper strip contacts another pad on the PCB. The strip has a permanent ground on it, so when the pad on the board sees the ground, it thinks that tape is being inserted. So basically I have the ground coming into the switch. When you press it, it sends the ground through the wire, and then I have that wire connected to that pad on the board, so that's how you fool the thing into thinking you're inserting the tape without actually putting it in. So I have it wired to this, I don't even remember what this switch is called, but I'll press it and you can hear the tape deck. Okay, so the tape deck's engaged. Someone had mentioned something about the tape reversing. I'm not sure how it works. I mean, here you can reverse it here, the 1-2 side. I think it works either way. I can try it out, but I think it works on that it senses the resistance on the tape when it reaches the end, and that's how it automatically switches. So with no tape in there, it should in reverse. It should just play forever. I never had any problems. You can actually see the wheel spinning in there for the tape deck. Alright, so I have it engaged, the tape deck. I got my iPad hooked up to my 3.5 millimeter audio connector, and I got it in it's my iPhone. I have it in music, and I got a song. Another thing that came up was, why is it quiet? Well, the signal that comes out of your device is usually low voltage because it's meant to connect up to headphones or earphones or whatever, so the voltage signal is low because the power requirement isn't very high. So if you're playing music through your device and the audio through the car isn't very loud, and you have the volume turned all the way up, then likely you have to just turn up the volume here on the device. So here I can, down there you can see the scroll bar maybe moving. So if I have it down really low, like where I would normally listen to music, alright, like there, and I'm going to hit play, you should hear music playing. I'll try and turn it up here, max. So that's maxed out, and it's not very loud. But if I start turning up the volume here, you should hear it. You should hear it get louder over there. And I'm just turning it back down here. Or you can turn it down right here. And that's it. You know, you can go through songs. I mean, let me go back here. Where is it now playing? I'll pause it. You can go back. You can have an. So it works fine. And that's pretty much the gist of it. Then to stop it, you can either pause it or whatever, but I'll just pause it here. But to disengage the deck to go back to the radio setting, I have it on the, I'm pretty sure this is the eject button for the tape. So you press the eject button, you hear the noise, it ejects the tape, or it would normally eject the tape, and now you can hear just the noise from, because there's no antenna hooked up. So that's about it. Again, I have it wired to this switch, so when I press it, the tape deck engages, and then you can start playing on your device, and you get music. And then you can eject the tape, and that's about it. So, and then I'll hook up the wire for illumination just to show that works. You know, right now I have it just set up on my bench, so it's not, I don't have all the wires hooked up like it would be in the car. Let me see if I can find it long enough. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see the light on is on over there. Everything's lit up, and then I'll disconnect it, and you can see that it's not lit up. It's hard to tell, but it works. So that's it.